Welcome to the Voice of Backgammon, Larry Shiller at the Connecticut State Championships. We're at the Open semifinals, and we're honored to have Bahman Zandi and Blake Fleetwood playing. They're about to begin their match, and let's go ahead and let them know they can start. We are streaming live on twitch.tv, Voice of Backgammon, and you can see all our Voice of Backgammon videos and tournaments, upcoming tournaments at voiceofbackgammon.com. Joining me is Roberto Litzenberger. Welcome.
Thank you.
An excellent open player who is going to be providing live commentary with us. Let's take a look here and see if these guys are getting started. I texted Blake to let him know he may begin. Let's see if he's looking at his phone. There we go. Okay, great. And you can see Zaman at the top in the red hat and Blake on the bottom. Zaman started with a 6-3, and he's making the standard play. This is a normal play where you split the backman all the way up to the midpoint, and then bring a checker down. And now a 5-3, the normal play is to make the 3-point. So if you can make a point in your home board, that is definitely the recommended thing to do. 6-5. Now this is normally you would run the back checker all the way. But here,
this is right. Yeah.
You want to make your midpoint.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have slotted there.
That's an interesting play to slot, right? Usually the 5 would go from 13 to 8. White's checker would move there. Now with 6-2, Blue is going to run that back checker and slot his 4-point. So he's going to leave 6s and 1s. And did he roll a 6-1? He did. Joker. Because he's able to hit the checker and make his 5-point. And that's the most valuable point on the board. Now, Blue has a lot of return shots. They're trying to figure out the clock. Working on the clock here. All right, they've got it. It's Blake's roll, and it's red on his side. And we see the countdown. Oh, they're not terribly sure about that.
Now, I have audio from my headset from them talking. Is that what you should be hearing? Them?
Uh-oh. They just reset the clock. Oh, dear. Okay. Well, they've reset the clock. And that is what it's going to be. But, all right, so the roll is double 4, so he comes in on a 4. It's a great roll. He can cover on his 4-point, or he can just simply play safe down from the midpoint. He's probably going to want to play safe down from the midpoint. No, he's going to cover the 4. It's risky, though, because he's got 3 blots, and a lot of double hits, and a 6 is a great number because he's going to cover his own midpoint and hit on the 4-point. It's a very powerful play. He's going to threaten to make a 5-point prime.
No, he can't hit and cover.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I see. Hit and cover, right.
I mean, he could. Yeah.
He rolled double 4s again. But he can't move the back checkers. They're stuck. So he makes his 5-point. He's got 2 left. And he'll probably bring one in and slot the 2-point. He could bring a checker in 13-5. But that's what it does. That seems like the best play. Because you know that White's going to try to attack if he can. Blue's got a great board. Look at that board. 4.5-point board. Boy, this is tricky. But the 6-2 clearly brings 2 men down from the midpoint. It's the safest play.
An anchor here. An anchor a hit.
Yeah, can he roll a 6-1, a 5-2, double 5s? That's good.
Pretty good roll.
Yeah, he's going to come to the 1-point. And because there's really not much of another play. It's a little ugly. You don't like leaving 2 shots in your home board, but there's nothing else. I mean, he's going to leave those 2 blots in his home board, and that's that. Now, White is in great shape. If he can escape those back checkers, he's ahead in the race. Oh, double 6 is a fantastic roll. It's great. There's no question. He's going to make 2 points in his home board, and he's going to leave Blue with a 4-3. And that's it. He's got a 4-3. That's the only roll that hits the checker, which is kind of interesting.
That sounds nice. Really good if you get that time.
And that's right. But he stayed out. And the question is White too good? Is White too good? I don't think he's too good. He's going to double. And Blue's got a tough decision because he's got a beautiful board. not that far behind in the race. We don't have XG running. Jack Edelson's not here to do our XG, but he's not far behind.
Looks like a big pass. You
And
had close to 9 numbers or 8 numbers with 4 points, but different ones.
any anti-jokers that you can see?
In double sixes is great.
Double six is not great.
Good at all.
Right. Double six is not great.
Double threes plays great.
Double threes plays very well. You can make a 3-point.
Fours,
Any other doubles plays well. He takes the double.
Wow.
He takes it. Gutsy.
That's surprising.
By 4-1, he does not make a point. And now Blake is in good shape because he can come in on the 3 or the 4. And White has a lot of work to do. And Blue's got a beautiful. He rolls double fours. What a beautiful roll. Oh, that's a fantastic roll.
Just go ahead and make that.
13 to 5 is the play. 13 to 5. Don't leave a
I
shot.
would have made the 9 point there.
And left the checker on the 4-point. All right, he rolls double ones. He's going to make his 4-point. And what does he do? Does he move up with the other 2 checkers, or does he simply move 18 to 16? That's the question that he's struggling with. He doesn't need the board, really. 18 to 17 finds a nice compromise. We'll see where this goes. Double fives is perfect. He blocked him. That's amazing. It's basically a forced roll. Not quite forced, but that's the way it's going to be played.
Yeah,
That was an amazing roll, wasn't it, Roberto? I mean,
yeah.
that was really something. All right. These guys, by the way, are both international. Blake was born in Santiago, Chile. Bahman was born in Iran. And now we're going to see what Blake's thinking. See what's he doing. All right, he rolls a 4-1. Blue rolls a 4-1. And obviously he's going to play safe, and he's going to play off the 5-point. Off. He leaves a 5 for himself. So he can play 5-1 or 5-2. And White needs doubles. Boy, he needs doubles. But he rolls a 2-1. Not so bad. He can slap the 3. Oh, he's going to bring a checker in. He's going to bring it. That's so interesting. He could have saved himself 5s, but he didn't. And a 3-2, so Blue can play safely.
Yeah, play safe again. This is classic mutual holding game here.
Yeah, we're in a holding game.
Just leave a shot if they don't have to.
Blue is ahead. Blue is definitely ahead.
5?
No, it's a 5-2, I think. It's a 5. And what is White? White wants to get a shot, right? That's the way White's going to win this game, because White is behind.
No, I wouldn't move that 5. Anything else?
And all right, as he buttons up because he wants to get that shot. Any 5 or 6 except double 6 is going to leave a shot. So he's got, and he rolls a 6-5. So Blue's forced in his play, and White has 15 numbers to hit Blue. White's in great shape. White can win the race. He can hit him. He's behind, but he does not. Terrible number. Now White's got an interesting decision. Does he play for Blue to roll double ones, 2-1, 3-1? Which is 4 numbers, 5.
Having a cube.
5 numbers.
Done that. Doesn't Blue have a cube here? Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Blue's got the cube. So it's a natural double and a pass. There's just too low a probability for White to get the shot and then to hit it. So that's the end of the first game. Exciting end of the holding game. That's how holding games usually end. One player either rolls doubles or leaves a shot. In this particular case, it was enough for a cube to happen and end the game. So nicely done by Blake to turn that cube. And those double 5s. Don't you love those double 5s when you can't play them? And doesn't that seem to happen a lot? I just want to mention while they're getting set up that Voice of Backgammon live streaming is sponsored by Gammon Stuff. And there's a special. John Perner's running a special. If you mention Voice of Backgammon on gammonstuff.com or by calling Gammon Stuff, you will get a free carrying case with every 45mm checkerboard that you get. So if a board's got 45mm checkers, then you'll get a free carrying case just by mentioning Voice of Backgammon.
Well, those boards are pretty awesome. There are 3 of them set up in the cool.
They are on display, and the players love them. These are awesome boards. So we can't guarantee your dice will be great, but we can guarantee that you really enjoy playing on them.
The dice themselves are precision dice. They're really great.
The dice are great. Your dice may not be great. Absolutely right. I want to make a correction. We do have live streaming commentary coming here on the board by Jack Edelson. I'm just going to correct this so it's clear it's by Roberto Litzenberger and Larry Shiller.
Z-E-N.
And we can spell his name correctly.
Yeah, just switch the T and the Z. There you go.
All right, well, we're getting back into this game. It looks like there's this opening 6-1.
6-1, 6-2.
6-2. Yep, opening 6-1, 6-2. And standard because, when that back checker is double one is beautiful play. Whenever the opponent has made that midpoint, it keeps the back checkers stuck. And you want to move them. 5-2 is a very nice roll because he makes his 11 point. And that 11 point, by the way, is one of the most powerful points on the board. Everybody talks about the 5 point. If you can make that 11 point and your 4 point, it's a very powerful combination. All right, 5-2, he brings 2 checkers down. And, he's moving it back, right? Blake and Bahman are deciding where they want that checker to be.
It is a good thing that random outfield points also are good. I mean, if there's not a play you don't see somewhere else, making a good outfield point is always an asset during the game. You don't know how it's going to come in handy, but it will.
Now, White rolls a 6-3, and he can safety that checker. Now, this is a prime versus prime game. Can you see White's building has a 4-point prime because he's got 4 triangles with 2 checkers or more in a row. Black would love to do the same thing. If he had rolled a 6-1 or a 6-4 or a 4-1 or a double threes, he could have done it, but he didn't roll any of those numbers. So Black only has a broken 3-point prime, or blue. And now there's a 5-1. White needs to contain that last checker. So as Blue needs to contain his, but White is really just upping his game by priming game. Now we rolled a 6-3. That's a great. He probably should still run because he can't make another point. And let White force White to roll a 1 or a 3.
No, Black should definitely run here. He can't make that.
But he's thinking about it because he can also make the 2-point and have a 3-point board, which would be a better board.
The key is the midpoint is only 2. So if he hits with threes, if White has to hit with threes after the run, he's going to break the mid. It still has that strength factor.
That's a great point. Keeping control of the midpoint during the game is key. Blake is not making the play. He's not running. Now White's got a lot of great rolls, double 2s, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, double 5s, all played great. And he rolled double 2s, and that's really a game-breaking roll for Blue. White now has a 5-point prime. Blue is not at the edge. Blue's got to roll a 2-6 to hit to stay in the game. Slide of the back. 2-1, he almost rolled a 2-6, just flip one of those dice all the way over. He comes up to the edge, which is right. But now this is a cube. This is clearly a cube, and whether it's a take, I don't know. Bahman reaches for the cube. He's thinking, he turns it. Blake probably will drop this. He's ahead.
Style, they kind of flips it up there.
He's got the wrist action. He's got the Iranian. That's right. And he does drop the double, and Bahman is now 2-1. And by the way, Bahman he's retired now, but he was a professor of organic chemistry at the University of Maryland, where he lives in Maryland now, Gaithersburg. So
I think that's why
you have to be really smart to do that.
He wears a hat as a gator on it.
That explains the Gaithersburg. There you go. And well, he's got quite a bite in backgammon too. All right, double 3s. This is a hard roll to play correctly after the opening. Believe it or not, this is one of the hardest rolls. So many ways to play, like double 2s.
This is actually correct.
Not to hit, because White can hit. The black checker. Oh, Blue. I'm sorry. Blue has double 4s. Well, this is like double city. So what does he do? Usually you make the 5-point, but in this case, to Ribero's earlier point, it's nice to have an outfield point, especially if it's blocking. And blocking is pretty important here.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have made that 5-point there with those.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly. He wants to keep the guy out. I agree with you. I think it might have been better to go for the midpoint. But he didn't, and he rolled a 4-1.
Stacked 5 checkers. You might as well make the 2 points.
He's got 6 checkers now he's stacked. He's got to roll double 6s, double 3s, double 2s. Can he do it? 5-3.
The 9-point's quite valuable if he's holding the 4-point.
Mm-hmm.
Keep blocking him from running.
Mm-hmm.
5-point loses a little bit of gusto. He'll still be there later in the game.
Right, now he's choosing. Blake is deciding whether or not he wants to split or run, and he's decided to run. And let's see what he does in return. Let's see what he does. White's here, and what's he doing? Blue rolls. What is that roll? He rolled double 6s. And he's got that checker stuck on the 1 point, and that is
he's got the one stuck on the 1 point. He's got the other checker too.
something that he's not going to be able to clear because white obviously has the midpoint, can't get past him. But black is bringing the checker out, and he's gonna leave that sixes. He's duplicating sixes. So if white doesn't roll one or six, he's got a lot of numbers. How many numbers? 24 to hit that. Plus, yep. And he rolls a 5-3. He doesn't hit. So that turns out to be a genius play, assuming Blake can get that other checker out of there. 5-3. You know, he can't. He's going to make, that seems like the right. What else is he going to do? He doesn't want to leave another. He doesn't want to leave a shot. And he rolls a 6-2, which is like a Joker roll for blue. Covers it up. And what is the race situation here? Blue is way ahead in the race. He's got
70, 72.
Roberto's going to do the count.
80 plus an extra 4, so it's 104.
And it looks like, just looking at the board, it's a double. And possibly a take, but probably not a take, because how far is he at?
I kind of won. I kind of black. Did you count?
Oh, I didn't count white.
So.
Yeah, and now they're already rolling. They decided not to double. And blue rolls 6-2. It's clear what the 6 is. I mean, he's not going to break the bar point. Oh yeah, he's got to break the bar point. In fact, he has to break the bar point. So he's going to break the bar. That's the only play that doesn't leave a shot. And he doesn't want to leave a shot, even though white has 2 blots on the board. You know,
it doesn't matter.
That's
those shots are
temptation.
That's a false temptation because he has so many covers.
Yeah. All right, so here we are in the third game, and I'm being told I have a match to play by Ross. So Ross, you want me to just stop my commentary on this and play the match here?
Unless you want to continue.
I continue for a while if people want to listen to me.
People will listen to you, Roberto. All right, so this is Larry Shiller, voice of Backgammon, signing off to Roberto Litzenberger. So we're going to continue the match. I'm going to put these headphones on you now. You can take the captain's chair. Thank you all for watching. Please support our sponsors, gammonstuff.com. And I'll let Roberto take over on the commentary. Roberto, it's all to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Here's your jacket, Larry. Can you take your jacket? Okay, now the cube comes out. I missed what was going on, but it looks like it's dropped now. There you go. He did drop. 3-1. Blake kind of takes that lead.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean,
Not used to have my voice. I have a picture out here too. I'm not a big picture guy here. I don't even know where I can see who's watching and who's listening. That's always great to know that people actually watching and listening. Okay, what do you got? Opening 5-2, your standard split. 6-1, there he's going to go, make the bar point. And then another 6-1, going to make the other bar point. So far pretty standard. Ooh, double 6s. Bar point made. It's tough without being split. I probably would hit on the ace. Put them up in the air. Black really wants to split next roll. So let's see what white gets. Going to anchor up. Bahman going to be an anchor up here. 4-6. Okay, go forward, jump with the come with the 4, jump out with the 6 from the back. That's good. Let's keep the connectivity there. Ooh, double 1s, great roll. I'd probably hit right there. Hit him off the 4 point. Love to split too, but you really want to take the initiative out of his hand. He will dance 25% of the time there on the board. That's always a great opportunity. Take the rolls away, and then he's shooting at another shot with another blot out there. That seems right. Ooh, double 3s. Comes in, safety, doesn't say what to do. I think that's a stronger play. Start crimping those back checkers there. Blocking it in. White's advantage is really the prime factor right here. He doesn't have the blitz. He doesn't seem to have the race if he can get away. They're both more kind of playing blitz prime games. Five three. Make the point on his head. Blake really needs to come in here. Comes in. Look at that. Okay, now we have... Oh, I'm sorry, I have the wrong person on the bar. I don't know what I was looking at here. Okay, we got 6. What's that, 6-5, it looks like? Maybe not. No, looks like it was 6-1. The glare sometimes gets it on these small dice. Can't really see what's going on. Then we got a 3-4. Great roll by Blake. Making the golden point. Perfect roll. Getting hedged in, hemmed in, and makes that strong point. A 4-3 for white. White might actually consider bringing down 2 here. It is a possible roll. There's 3. I mean, you can slot the 4 or you can slot the 9. In this situation, I think the 9, blocking the 9 is stronger here. You can get away with it. And that is the play that Bahman makes. Ooh, 5-3 hits from the back. Backdoor hit. Strong hit. Can Bahman come in? The hand covered the dice. I guess that was a no roll or no dance. Just picking it up. Okay. So now double ones. Not the best here at all. Dilly builder or got a slide. I don't think he wants to leave anything slotted with no direct covers. Now, when you're doing these blitzes, any point is valuable. They're all valuable. It doesn't matter how you have a 4-point board. It's just as hard to come in on it. But Blake is, doesn't have good kind of timing here. If he gets hemmed in, 4-3. So I guess I'm not seeing when Bahman's rolling here and dancing. I think I'm getting a little bit of lag and jumping. Let's see what Bahman gets now. Three-some, I suppose he dances. Blake kind of covered it up with his hand. Couldn't see. Double 4s. Jumps out. Comes down. Now Blake's just playing on for a while. I think he probably missed a cue, I think. So Bahman does come in 2-1. Blake definitely has to be thinking of cubing now. He doesn't, clears, and if Bahman doesn't hit, I would think that was a market losing sequence there. What's the roll? 4-2. No hit, so that might be a market losing sequence there. Now comes the cube. I don't have to count exactly here, but this looks like a
big pass, actually, even at this score. It's behind in the race. There's threats to make a point. Only hope would be an indirect of, immediate shots. Bahman surely does pass. 4-1. Take it to another game here. Okay, we got 2-1, 2-1 opening. Blake does the classic slot. Bahman's hoping for a hit. What do you get? Is that 6-5? Yep. 6-5, jumps out. 5-4, correct here. Technically, I think it's to make the 1 point here. You can't make the 5 point. Blake does make the 1 point, puts himself into a classic blitz type position. Bahman can't see that with the glare, jumps out, can't see what it is. 3-5. No, it came from the bar. 4-5, couldn't see what it was. Okay, 4-3, nice roll for Blake. Blake's just kind of getting the numbers here. Bahman hasn't been able to do anything since before. 4-3. This is tough. He's definitely has to come down and unstack the mid. I can do the 9. I could have gone the other way around, possibly. The 9 point builder is great, but in this double situation with 2 indirects, it's almost like a direct shot. The other way also, this is probably right. They're probably pretty close, I would guess. Ooh, Blake cubes now. I think a fast scoop here by Bahman. 5-2. 5-2 hits. It was those 7 and 8s. If it would have gone the other way, it would have been 8s and 9s. Here's the roll, looking for an anchor. 1 something, looks like a dance because Blake's picking up the dice now. Tough dance there. 3-2. This is probably a loose hit. It's a blitz situation, yep. Blake hits loose. Brings the builder in, 8-6. Bahman gets a 4-6, so it comes in with 4. 9 is on. Ooh, double 6 is great race number. What's he going to do? We can't make another point, actually, so he's probably going to hit loose again with 2 blots and then bring 2 checkers down from the mid. A lot of volatility on this roll. Bum would love a 3-4. What's that? 3-5. So he hit 1 checker. Still breathing, still alive. 4-5. Blake has a choice. Probably just cover the piece here. Stabilize. With the other checker back, it's a little too loose to continue the blitz there. Nice solid 4-point board and a 4-point prime. 2-5. Comes in, brings the checker down. Still a 1-point board, but Bahman's happy just to be moving those checkers around. Hoping to anchor. Blake is hoping to continue the attack here. Oh, he switched what he did. He had 2-5, attacked on the ace. So he backed it up, attacked on the ace, and then Blake comes right in and hits. Bahman had a cocked roll, rolling over. 3-6 from the bar. He's going to jump out or bring one down here. That's a tough choice. That's actually probably right. We'll lose less gammons this way. Probably win a few less games. Blake kind of buttons up. Almost hit again. What's that? 5 dance number. 3-2. Up with the 3, in with the 2, 7-5. That's right. This is going to be a 3-point hole and 2-5. It's going to be in for the 2 and 13-8. Forward attack. I guess he's still got a 1-point board. He can afford it. Lots of G's if he's not hit. Well, with that 1, I probably would have stepped up even more with the 1s here. Five, 6 dance. So now 5s and 2s will cover. 3-1. Kind of ran out of his 1s here. Not sure what he's going to do with 3-1. He can go all out and go out to the bar point and break his, break his bar. Give a lot more covers even if he's hit. No, he lifts. Burnt checker, 5-1 dance. Gets to keep rolling. Another 3-1, he can just run the back checker now. Double 4s, no good. 5-6, 2 down, making a 5 prime. 3-1 hits. Comes in, hits. We're going to be really tough behind a 5 prime here to do anything. 5-6, Blake comes right in, jumps out to the outfield again. Bahman really needs to hit here with a low number. Does not hit. I think Bahman's going to have to jump out. I would jump out with the 6 and then play the 3. He looks like he's bringing both down. He's afraid to jump out. I would maximize contact by coming out and jumping the prime. 6-2, Blake's just going to try to bring it home here. Bahman's going to rush and try to make his board. 3-1 makes the 5 points, going to try to make his points in order. 4-3 gets cleared, bring 2 in. So a nice clean roll for Blake. It's pretty standard if you can get away with not rolling a 4 next turn. He's in great shape. 3-2. You can make the 4-point, or you can start bringing more checkers around to try to get off the G more. Which I think now, after the bar point's cleared, I think that's what Bahman will do now. We're not going to see any more points made in his inner board. He's just going to be trying to bring the checkers in to make sure he's not G'd here. He could very well make the bar point, so he makes the prime. 6-5. Good roll. Good high pip number roll. Got to get the checkers off those back anchors soon. What's that? 5-4. Just bring it 2 over. 4-2. Just keep clearing from the back. So we can do. Bahman's got a raise. Not a lot of checkers off there for Blake. A lot of stacked up, so it'll take a while. I think Bahman's, is a clear favorite to not get gammoned here. He's in 3-1 again. Blake seems to be playing to just clear as his main priority here. It looks like we froze up. No feedback. I can't hear if anyone can hear us or not. Okay, now we're back. Doesn't look like Blake was really playing for the G by just kind of clearing the back piece instead of ripping. Double twos. Seeing him play safe. He's going to have one more over. He'll probably leave 4. Now he'll rip 1. That looks right. You don't want your good numbers to leave a blot. Ball rolls 6-3, so he runs all the way from the back. I might have gone for 2 crossovers there. That doesn't make a big difference. 4-1. Blake rips 2. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 crossovers Bahman needs right here. So he gets 2 right there. 2-1. Going to rip 2 or pick and pass here. He's going for the pick and pass. You know, ripping 2. I think with a 3-point board, I might just go for ripping 2 here if you want the G's. It's only going to dance 25% of the time. I'd be worried about getting him out of his hair. He's got 5 rolls. Probably 6 if he rolls a 3. We get 5 threes. So I'm coming with the 3, down with the 5, 13-8. Hoping for that 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. It's a 5-1. So Blake ripped the exit checker. Bahman's hoping for a 1 here. If he gets a 1, he'll save gammon and he will go for the victory. Which will be, if he can close him out, it'll be a 50-50 game. He gets it, and he gets the 1. The 3, I'd probably pay the 3 out. It's going to pay off the 7s, but you really want to make that prime or make another point. Oh, Blake got the 1-6. He got the 7. Right in, no hesitation. Good, great roll. When he's a hit back, 4-3, not great. So I was still bringing him in. He's trying to save gammon more than build the board now. Might have been right, actually, to play the 6-3 to slot. 6-5 hits. Oh, it's 5-4. Sorry, I saw that wrong. So it's not a hit. Double shot here. He does hit. He hits with the 6. Has to play the 3. Perfect play. That gives cover if he comes out to the bar point. 3-1. 3's forced. Whole play's forced. Bahman's really looking for one of those 16 numbers there that make the 3-point, and they got one of them. The 5-2. Great roll. He needed that for containment purposes. 5-4 dance. Bahman get there. 4-1. Probably make the 8-point there. 8-point is good for containment. It's very good for containment. He does not make it. He kind of brings him around. This does leave the toggle in double 4s. Another 4-1. I think now you guys have to go ahead and make the 8-point and then play 14-13 there. Live the coverage. Oh, he slots. Interesting. He had plenty of coverage if he did get the 2-5 or the other 6, and the hit could be costly. 2-4. He gets lots of return hit numbers, and this is one of them. 5-3. He'll come in with the 5 and smack on the 2-point there with the 3. Just hoping for a dance. I don't know if Blake knows how to dance so far this game. He's showing he does not. Hits with the 2, forced play, 2-1. Bahman's going to try to hit again. He has plenty of hit and return numbers. 5-1 is not one of them. He has to come in with the 5-1 play there. He does not have the 8-point. So he is exposed for direct sixes now. Yeah, I think it's right to get more coverage. I would not leave it stacked there. I guess he's thinking double sixes, leave it stacked, but 6-3 hits and runs. He's got ones and twos are blocked, and he can't come in with ones and twos, and he has ones and twos to hit. So he does get that. He does hit with the 1, 2-3. Blake really showing he doesn't know how to dance. No, less in the zone. There goes. That hits. Is that 6-5? Is that 6-5? Hits, yeah. 1-3 comes in, doesn't hit. I can't see what it is. 4 something. See what it is?
No, I can't see that clear.
Yeah, it's tough. A lot of glare there. What's in it?
Jay.
Jay? Got Jay here with us too. Want to throw that on?
Okay.
Say something too. I'm just here kind of subbing in. Double twos. Blake cannot play. Bahman gets a something 1. Well, it's 2-1. He's not hitting. He really needs to get back that problem. He needs to hit. Double fives. No roll there. Here goes Bahman. He's got the 3. And he steps up with the 2s. They're going to cover with 8s. 8s and 12s. Bahman's going to roll. Oh, and Blake hits with the 1. He really hasn't danced much. So they got 6-4 or 6-5. Does make a difference. I think I would slot the back of the prime here. Yeah, I definitely want to slot the back of the prime. You know, you could get hit with the 6, but you do have some returns. 5-4. Just like a dance. Again, the glare is blocking the roll for us here. It's a 1 something. In this, you want to, if you have nothing else to do, you do want to try to block those double sixes if you can. And you also want to try to make, of course, the bar point. And for that, you also want to hit loose. 6-2, forced play. Well, double shot in 7s and 10s. And what is that? 4-2? Yeah, so 4 hits. Correctly slots the back of the prime. So now if Blake does not get the 1-6, he will be able to cover with a 7 or a 9 or a 12. And Bahman does make it. So now we're in a standard game here. If Bahman can kind of close this out, this is pretty close to a 50-50 game. Now, with 8 checkers off. The difference here is Bahman now has the 2 cube and is losing the match 4-1. So while it is an even game, its re-cube is going to come a lot earlier than it normally would. How much earlier? You have to spend the time to always figure it out exactly. I would get the cube out there fast after he's closed out, and I've pulled off just a checker. So you can also actually keep trying for the G here if he doesn't close them out. It's going to be hard. There's not a lot of timing, but if he does, Blake now gets a 1 and then another 1. That looks like it's not going to happen now. He's going to have to cover. Double 3s, covers, 1, 2, 3, 1 off, 4. And I would already be thinking, spend a lot of time with the cube there with a cube. And now I would definitely, I just cube now since it's a recube. If you pull another one off and he dances, it's going to be too good with another dance. So now with this play now, if there's a dance, I think now it's a big drop for Blake if he dances here. And he does. Now he cubes. Blake's going to think about it. He's not going to take. He's going to see he already has 4 off. He has 8. He's still in the bar. Yeah, if he was done with 3, he's going to get it. It's not 50. He's not 50-50 now. He can take if he's down to 3 checkers. Still in the bar. Now he's not going to rip. White's not going to be able to rip off 2 checkers all the time here. But he's still on the bar. At this score, this is definitely, I think, a pass. He does indeed pass. I wonder if Bahman thinking if he would have cubed 1 roll earlier. Because the thing about cubing early is it's going to be really hard for Blake to flip that back around. He gets a 4 cube. He's not going to want to flip it to 8 and have Bahman win perfectly with that. So, again, we're starting a new game here. 4-3. Bahman got back into that one. 6-3 opening. I'm just going to try to put in that last position there into my XG mobile here so we can get an idea of what was right. Score base, playing to 11. Black at 4, at 1, two cube. And that was a clear pass. I'm going to look the roll before here. I have to remember what the roll before was. I can't remember. If I just have a closed board with 2 checkers off, it's still not a cube there. It's still too close to 50-50. But with it, have to see if you got close to 3 off before. Oh, and here's Jack. He can take over the analysis again here.
You keep going.
One thing I did is I hide the personal screen to be looked at here because I don't want to see people like when I'm scratching my head and cleaning out my ear and eating or putting stuff in the XG mobile or something or otherwise looking distracted. I was just mulling over trying to enter an XG, the big kind of recube last game to see if it was right or not. At the time, Bahman did recube, it was a correct drop at the score. I couldn't remember exactly how it was beforehand. You were sorely missed for the XG analysis live on the spot that Jack was done. How you doing in the tournament?
I just lost to, what's his name, Alex Zamanian, so I get the loser of this match, and Alex Zamanian will play the winner. This is wired up?
It
looks like it, yeah.
Yes, it should be wired up because I was talking on that one before. Oh, great. So you get to look and comment and see if they're playing badly or not, and then you get to see who you get to play.
Yeah. Now these guys, they both know what they're doing.
Sometimes more than us. I know people chuckle when we say, oh, that's the wrong move, and we look and they're actually making the right move. Here you go, cube, man. Bahman, no fear. Whips it up.
Blake's on the
cube
roof.
from the bar. Yeah.
It's definitely got to be a
Right.
take.
He's got to come in. He's saying, no. He's saying, look, you
Did
can't.
Blake not realize he's in the bar?
He's like, wait a minute, you can't just close me out. You have to come in first. That is quite humorous. So now what about the 4? I think you just go ahead and hit again on the 5-point. Yeah, that was funny. Since I'd been distracted, I wasn't sure. It looked like Blake didn't know it was there either. 4-6.
What?
Dance. Yeah, this is 4-6 is a dance.
That makes that cube look really, really
It's
strong.
huge now. This is huge. Monster pass.
Why are
Very
you gonna
powerful.
switch? I assume
Definite switch here.
the one to anchor on the 3-point. That would, even if you build a prime, if your opponent is the anchor on the 3-point, he's got counter chances. So put a third checker up. You got 13 checkers.
If he makes a
in the area,
3-point,
close out.
3 points definitely going to be in there for the rest of the
Yeah.
game there. Oh.
So that's right. And 4-2.
Double
double 2 is a
twos.
fantastic roll. Absolutely fantastic roll.
Comes in with 3. What are we going to do with the last one here?
I would not
Oh, bring
split.
it down. Yeah, bring another one down.
Yeah, if he splits, he's splitting into all sorts of builders that are just poised to make that. 4-1.
So he's made an instant 5 prods.
Yeah. Yeah, very
He's
stealthy
behind him.
game.
Broken 6 prod.
The only issue for Blake here is he's very disconnected, right? He's got everything forward and 2 checkers far back, so he's got a long way to reconnect them. 3-1.
3-1? That's not 1. Okay, so 1. I guess that's what I'm confusing. These P40 dice.
I don't know that
That's
these are
not
actually
P40
P40 dice.
That's just a 1 that looks.
Yeah, that's just this. Yeah, I don't think those are P40. It doesn't quite have the. So 4-2.
Well, that's a good roll there. What's that, Blake or Bahman that roll? Okay, it was Blake. For a second, that was Bahman. I don't know why. I didn't know why he wasn't making the score point.
No. Yeah, running is an option. I might be inclined to step up without running out, though.
Yeah, running, I mean, he's got 2 to make the other anchor there, and he's got, 4s and 6s.
Yeah,
And when
sometimes
desperate, even 1s to hit.
step up and you just run next. You get in position to run next turn.
Double 3s. Look at that.
Yeah, he's going to make the bar point, I would presume.
Yeah. So now we're kind of seeing the makings of a kind of a prime versus prime here.
And this is what happened. You got a pretty looking position. You got 1 or 2 checkers just completely disconnected from the rest of the position, and it's urgent to bring them home because otherwise
Oh,
now
4-2,
you wind up in
great
the same
roll.
trouble as your opponent. Yeah, this is a great roll.
Yeah, it's really hard for Bahman. It's just like a key prime. It's got to get 2s and 6s. And now you got double 6s. Too much too early. That would have been a different thing if you could bring a couple of extra pieces up. That's for sure.
Yeah. So he gets out with 1 of them. It's not bad. It does escape 1 of the checkers he needs to escape, but 4-1 here. He's gonna not really much else to do. He can break the 9-point if he wants to have extra builders with 4,
Now,
but
what-
that wouldn't work here.
What number do you think Bahman's meditating on right now? It really wants here.
Maybe something with a 2 and
Yeah,
another
something like
2.
that. Yeah.
5-4, all right. Pretty routine. Both players just going to keep their primes as long as they
Well, I
can.
was thinking about going to 5 and making the 3. This
Yeah.
might be right there. Give him a little bit of a
Yeah. Attack
outside
if he
attack
runs
and
out.
contact. And
Yeah.
it's an interboard point. It turns
Yeah,
into an attack.
seems very reasonable. 5-2 is a great
5-2
roll.
is
Just makes
great.
the 4-point. Or it hits.
Or it hits.
Hitting's better, I think. Hitting's got to be better because that does 2 good things, right?
Yeah.
It runs and it puts the opponent on the bar. This makes
Well,
you
he
6
can
prime.
crunch. He can crunch next turn with lots of rolls. He could
Yeah.
not jump the 4 prime here.
But there's also the issue that if he makes the 6 prime, the opponent might. Well, Bahman's not going to crunch right away. And really, it's hard for Blake to crunch here, right? Most numbers don't crunch right away, because it's 4s and 3s, 4-3
Well,
would
4-3
crunch.
would crunch, but
Not too many others. Probably some doubles here and there, but small doubles.
Or
I
medium.
don't know. My instinct was to hit. It also wins more gammons, presumably, and gammons are nice to win.
5-3 jump, so that problem is old hat now.
3 doesn't matter as much. I'd probably play the other one, but
Unless Bahman gets something now like a 3-2.
5-3.
5-3. Not great. I mean, what do you do? What do you do here with 5-3?
I probably just break the 8 point because you're not. The prime isn't gaining you much right now because he has to escape. So by breaking the 8 point, you run yourself into less risk of getting hit later. If it was double match point, I'd probably keep the 8 point, just hoping against hope that somehow the 4 prime holds long enough to trap Blake and make him crunch. But at this, when Gammon lost his count, it seems better to break the 8.
Do you think he had enough time to even stay back there to try to hammer him even more, or right to jump out like you did?
I don't know. Probably, maybe you stay back. So this should be easy sailing for Blake.
Double 4. I'm sure Bahman's happy to see some fast movement here. He'd like to see even faster. He'd like to get Bahman would love a double 6s here.
Yeah, I mean, but Bahman's threatening to crash, if he wrote, since he can't move his back checker.
6-1,
So
great roll
Blake wants to
from
slow down and let Bahman break his board, but Bahman's not cooperating. Well, the dice aren't cooperating.
6-2, just play the ace.
Yeah. I don't really see much else. Yeah, that seems obvious.
Four two.
Yeah, kill 6s. You could keep a 5-point board by playing 6 to. Well, maybe I misread the dice there. 6-1 again keeps the prime. Not really much else anyway.
Key roll. Oh, how you like your peanut butter?
Nice,
He
nice.
still likes it smooth.
He killed his 5-0 last turn, so he didn't have to play the 5. Very
Double
comfortable.
2s. Here we go. Now if he gets a 6, he can hold that 5-point board. Or a 5 or a 6 now. It's probably right here to bring both.
Yeah,
both ends up
generally
parallel.
speaking, when you even when your opponent is weakened board, you very rarely want to mess around unless the race is close, in which case trapping him longer is necessary.
Yeah.
Normally, messing around trying to crack your opponent is
It's dangerous.
going
You want to
to
bear your
be
checkers
dangerous,
off.
yeah.
You want to bear them off.
And if Bahman was even in the race somehow, right, then you might want to trap him in so that he can't race, just run off his anchor and race you. Whatever that is, it's a 5-3.
Yeah, 5-3 run. Blake's here.
Double ones.
Kind of lousy.
It's
Rips
playable. It says
Do not take rip
he's
anyway.
looking at. Doesn't really matter too much. It probably would not have been my play. But he does have to avoid having too many. He wants to have a bunch of playable 3s, right? Because 3s are how you wind up blotting soon. Double 5s is really nice. Now the gammon is back on.
Yeah, Gammon's on big time now. That was a good
Might
roll.
be another reason
6-5.
might have played his aces a little differently. By ripping off a checker with the double aces, he would have had a little better gammon chances. 6-2, just play safe.
We've got at least 4 rolls.
5-4. Look at
5-4.
5s for a second. So he's going to make the.
He's just going to run.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to run, why
make it?
No, that's
Why
not a
kill
good
the
play.
checker? Yeah.
You're wasting a pip unnecessarily. And
Could just be going for the crossover.
yeah,
now,
but
too.
that's not really relevant. They're both 6 crossovers. Unlikely to get 2 crossovers this turn unless he rolls double 6s.
Or
And he's
one.
not.
And that time he got no
6s.
crossover.
Yeah, so he could have
He
had
left
an
them
extra
both at
pip.
6. Yeah.
And he played
Double
it differently.
twos.
Double 2s. Blake's going to take 2 off. He's threatening to win the gammon next roll right away. If Bahman doesn't roll 6s or better.
5-4.
He's got to get the play,
He's gotta
get the
play
2
it.
crossovers. And this is where that misplay of that 4 could really wind up hurting you. If you
It's a big difference. It's different to getting a 6 something next turn or a
Or 5,
5-6
yeah.
something. It's
yeah. I mean, there are times when it's a long shot,
four.
either really easy or really hard to save the gammon. You're often looking at crossovers, but when it's close, you're usually just avoiding wasting pips. And that's a gammon. That's 8 to 3 lead. So Blake in a commanding position right now.
Are you watching us live?
Yep, we're live here streaming with the voice of Backgammon, Roberto Litzenberger and Jack Edelson here. I'm Jack Edelson. Roberto's been with you through the whole match, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm just joining in.
I'll know how to play around with this stuff here.
I do. It's you.
Oh, did I do that?
No, it's
Is that automatic?
I don't know. It shouldn't be. Click back in.
If I did it at the right time. Thank our sponsors here at Gammon Stuff.
Yeah, so thanks to Gammon Stuff, our sponsor. Go to gammonstuff.com for backgammon dice boards and, of course, stuff. And, Has this done this before?
No.
You didn't click on anything, though, so I don't think you did it.
Well,
I'm going to run in there and see if they're actually on break, because they wouldn't have a way to press a button and cause us to go on break. Oh, you are on break.
Oh, you're on break.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we went to Gammon Stuff here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Just Gavin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's good.
Did you click something on a computer there that caused this to change?
Yes.
All right, good to know. Good to know. We were wondering if something had happened at our end.
Sorry, maybe we should.
No, you did the right thing. You
was
did
good.
the right
Put something
thing.
on the table or something.
No, you did the right thing.
Right
And
there.
you'll just click whatever it is that you clicked when you come back
Are
in.
you commentating?
Yep.
Yeah.
Roberto has been doing it, and I just joined him.
Oh, are you doing it with HTU or are you going to?
No, without.
We're just looking at it. Just checking it out. Watching both. Yeah. So here we are. This is actually doing. We don't have. Can't pull the other kitchen. This is I think on break. We're here commentating the break room, and the two players. Bahman walks in also. Blake had already walked in, and here are the two players in here.
Blake is getting a bag
Picking
of
up
sour
chips.
cream and onion glaze and a Milky Way. And I'm glad I said that because he realized it's not what he wants.
Is this a normal one? You don't want that Canadian ones with sour
Thing is,
vinegar.
it's like at every tournament, right? They get some chocolate and some other candy, and everybody eats the chocolate, and then you're left with the other stuff. You know?
All right, we'll see you.
All right, see you soon.
That's great. Could have had like interviews, mid-game interviews. How are you feeling about the game or something?
I know in San Jose, Larry interviewed the finalists, which was fun.
So you have a match coming up?
I get the loser of this match. I just lost Alex Zamanian in what just happened? Did I unplug this by accident? I might have pulled on it a bit.
I think
Yes, I did.
it's still in there. Is it still working when you talk? You're still there.
Hello? But the thing is, all of a sudden I hear the room noise, and I
Oh
didn't.
no, yeah, that was something that I had that before, and he did
Yeah.
something like
Yeah, I think I must have done something. It was really. Did it affect you as well?
no, but I had that originally, and Larry had fixed it. Did that fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was commenting yesterday. I was talking really, really loud because the room noise was high.
Oh, you had the room. Yeah, I heard you from the other room. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, Jack's really excited about this when we're playing. At first I said, why don't they stream the matches? Why don't they have them in the room right over here? And then I heard Jack talking about the commentary. I said, oh, that's why they can't have it this close to Jack. Everyone will hear his commentary. So Larry Shiller, voices back in the room. Let me give him his headset so he can give some insight into life here.
Headsets here.
Let's see.
Welcome back. So what we got a match 8-3,
Yeah, 8-3.
8-3.
and
On break.
we are on break.
No, I don't want to.
No.
So these guys,
No, I'm good.
what's the synthesis of this match so far, guys? What have you guys discovered about
I
this?
wouldn't know. I just got here. Roberto,
Roberto?
who we can't hear.
Yeah, there's been good dice.
Oh yeah, on both sides.
From Blake's gotten the better end of the dice there. I personally thought when Bahman did get his points, his cube was probably right, but I would have just
Been more
thrown a
aggressive.
recube out there because he could have recubed to 4.
He's down. Is he down 8-3?
Well, there was a 8 checkers off
Right.
situation.
Yeah.
And he had closed them out,
Yeah.
and he started taking off checkers. I'll put on this other headset. And then when he started pulling off the checkers, I thought, well, if he gets his classic number, if he gets 3 off and dances, it's going to be a big pass. So
Right.
I probably would have shifted the roll before, because Blake, if he does take it, he doesn't have a good recube to 8 as much.
And you play for the match.
Yeah, and then it would be playing for the match. But he didn't recube late, but he won those 2 points. And that was it. From after that, the other ones was all Blake. Yeah.
So he's up 8-3.
Yeah, at one point, that's what he needed to ask Blake. He cubed from the bar and then got a 4-1.
Yeah.
And he went to close out the point on the 5-point. And Bahman said, no.
You have a man on the bar.
You can't do that.
Oh, he forgot he had the man on the bar when he doubled.
That's what I should have asked Blake.
Yeah.
Did he not see it before he cubed, or did he forget beforehand?
Right. Very interesting.
Because if it was before the cube, there was no way that Bahman would have a take. I mean, he could close out with most numbers, but with the man on the bar. Yeah.
Now, these guys are really, both have very interesting backgrounds. I mentioned at the beginning of the match, Blake Fleetwood is owns a travel company, cooktravel.net. And he has...
Is that the same people with Cook's Travel Insurance?
I don't know if it's the same, but they had a relationship with American Express, so maybe we'll ask Blake about that. His business is about, I forgot his exact tagline, but it's luxury travel for less, basically, is the concept. And he's been written up in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. He's got tremendous credibility. He's been in business for decades. Great guy. And he's got this great business, and I'm talking to him about, traveling to other tournaments around the world, about what kind of travel deals he might be able to get for the boys of Backgammon. So I encourage our listeners to check it out at cooktravel.net. And of course, our gold sponsor is John Perner with GammonStuff.com, and they've got great boards, dice, and of course stuff, cups, and he's running a special now where if you get any 45 board with 45 millimeter checkers, and there's any special edition board or just any other board with 45 millimeter checkers, you get a free carrying case, but you have to mention Voice of Backgammon. So if you mention that, you'll get that. We're on break if you're just joining us. We're in the semifinal match at the 5th Connecticut State Championships, in the semifinal open match, and it's between Bahman, Zandi, how do you pronounce his last name? Zandi, thank you. And Bahman Zandi and Blake Fleetwood, and it's the quarterfinal. Okay, I have it wrong over here. Let me fix this. All right. Well, before I change it, we'll confirm. I definitely could be wrong. It's the first time for everything, and they're back. All right, they're back, and they're getting ready to resume the match to 11 points, the semis or the quarters or whatever we were in. Jack Edelson is going to find out for us. Anyway, with John Perner and Gammon Stuff, visit GammonStuff.com or give John a call or see him at the tournament if you're here live. And just mention Voice of Backgammon. Okay, we've got an opening setup over here, double sixes, nice opening roll after an opening 5-1. And Blake rolls 6-4, and he's going to run the back checker. He could make the 2-point, but given that White has the midpoint, the bar point, he's going to. Oh, and White slots. Even though White's got the double sixes, he's going to slot the 5-point. Not much else he could actually do. He could play behind. And now is Blake thinking? He's thinking. But he's up 8-3. No, he's going to roll the dice. And does he roll the 3? That's the question. He rolls a 2-5. He can get out, but then he loses a 2-shot, a 4-shot, a 7-shot, and a 9-shot. He's probably not going to do that. He can safety up the checker on the 14 point, but he can make his 4 point. He is going to safety. Oh, he can't. Wait, is that a legal play? Oh, it's a 5-2, not a 6-2, or a 4-2. Sorry, 5-2, and he's getting the cube. And it's a good cube because Blue's in danger of being gammoned. He's way behind. This is an expert cube by Bahman. It may not necessarily be a money cube, but it's definitely a cube in this game. And the possibility is that Blake could get gammoned on this. Would you take this for money, Jack? Is this a money take?
Yeah, it's a money take and it's a score take. And
but he's going to drop, and you can't blame him for dropping because he gives up the chance for a gammon. And when he's down in the score, 8-away, 3-away, oftentimes, if it's very gammony, you want to drop that double if you're ahead. And, the other thing is, by dropping the double, white is still 7 points away, which is an odd number. So if you think about it, with the doubling cube, even if there's gammons or backgammons or not, the score number of points you win is going to be even. So now, since Bahman is 7 points away, he's still going to need that extra point because he's an odd number away. So if you can leave your opponent an odd number away, it's kind of an easy drop in those types of situations. Okay,
anyway, there's definitely a bonus for the gammon.
No question. All right, 4-3. So, and by the way, David Presser is probably the world's foremost expert, taking nothing away from Mochi on doubling, and has a great article coming out on when to double, drop, and take these types of doubles based on match score. All right, we've got an opening 4-3 and a 6-5. And now we've got the 3. What did he roll? The 4-3. Now he's got a double 3s back, and white correctly hits. That is the right play because now blue is really in trouble. He's got a man in the bar. He's got to roll a 3, and he can't roll a 6-3. So he's got 9 numbers that work. 5-1. He's got to come in on the 5 point. He's got a better board. He could actually split the back checkers, right, Jack? Is that what you're going to do? Yeah, 24 to 23.
Triple split.
The fan.
A lot of protection.
And he rolls a 6-5, which is going to leave a shot. He's going to leave a shot. And where does he want to leave it?
He's probably going to hit and come down with a 6.
Well, he wants to play that 5 there. That's the right play. That's the
that
right
might be
play.
right.
You want to minimize the chances.
That might be right.
He gives him 11 shots, and he hits it.
Yeah.
And he's got Jack's fan. Is he going to play the 5 out? He's going to play the 5 down. He's play the 5 down, so he can go on the blitz. Now he's got 11 men in the zone. And so blue has 11 checkers. He's got 3 in the 5, 4 in the 6, and 3. Actually, that's up to 10. Where is the 11? Yeah, sorry, he's got 10 in the zone. Yeah. But that's enough to carry out a blitz.
With 3 checkers back, it's a bit harder, and he obviously needs a lot to go right. But
he's in a very strong situation. Blue is really strong, and he hits
that
with the
hit
1.
is important. 3's
He makes the 5 point.
Yeah.
What did he do with the 3? Oh, he made the 5 point. He did. Yeah, absolutely. Now he's got to come. He's got 6 numbers that go and hit that blot, right?
1-3. That's.
Oh, he rolled a 1-3, so
pretty routine.
It's not much else you
can
do. He could come up to the edge. I mean, because
but.
And in
it's
fact,
not indicated. It's not. It's
now,
not
what do? You make your 4 point here? Or you
got to lock in the bar point. Making the 4 point leaves an unnecessary shot when the bar.
But if he doesn't make it and he rolls a 6, he's got a 5 point prime, and white's not at the edge. So it may be a way for white to steal this game. And he's got.
Ooh, he slots it.
And that can't be right. Blake.
He doesn't have much of. Yeah, with the 8-4 lead, I don't like that.
3-5 hits and comes
it
out.
doesn't seem necessary.
So, unnecessary. If he played either of those 2 rolls, he wouldn't have hit. And now let's see if he rolls a 6. He rolled a 6.
4-6.
He would have a 5 point prime right now.
And that 4-6 is not good because he'd like to spring that checker and keep the one all the way back on the anchor, but he can't. He's going to have to the bar.
He's got to pop out to the bar, no question.
8-2, just coming too deep.
Yeah, that's the play.
Yeah, this is clear.
Yeah, and he's not that far behind the race.
He could get hit later.
So he's behind, but it's recoverable. He's got a 5-3.
I mean, definitely a lot of his chances come from the fact that there's a lot of shots that he'll get later.
And he safety's up with a 5-3, so that makes perfect sense. He's ahead in the race.
Nice distribution of spares.
He can play behind blue. Right, doesn't have TMP. TMP stands for too many points, and white has only 4 points on the board. Nicely evenly distributed. Jack is doing the pin count. I want to disturb him while he's doing that.
Yeah, but white is
Blake has a
24
4-2.
pips before the roll, so about 18 now.
So blue leaves his block. Look, he's leaving blocks, but it's okay, right? Because he's behind, and he wants it. He wouldn't mind getting hit to bring the checker back on the 1 point. So when you're behind in the race and you have a better board, it's okay to play riskier.
Yeah.
Paul McGraw has a great book on bold versus safe play, and this meets all the criteria. But White says, no, I don't want to hit you. I'm going to play behind you. I'm ahead. Now, Blue's rolled a 6-2, and so he can move that checker out to safety. But does he want to do it?
Well, it's not that having the block there is necessarily helpful. It's just that it doesn't hurt. So if the most constructive thing you could do is move it and get some more checkers to build a home board, it's not like it hurts to move it, you know.
Well, let's see. It does put a lot of pressure on the outfield.
Double ones, you wish it was still there because that would force him to hit to make the bar point. The problem is you make the bar point, and I guess you played.
He's thinking about doubling. So Bahman's thinking now.
He rolled aces.
Oh, he rolled aces. Oh, I'm sorry. He rolled. Oh, aces is great. Yeah, play 3-1. Just play like a 3-1. Nice even distribution. Blocking blue in case he gets some nice numbers like double. 4 is not going to play. Double 2s doesn't play as well.
Makes the 3 point.
He's going to make the 3 point.
Probably steps up from the 10 point.
Yeah. Oh, what's he got? That's exactly what it is. Perfect. He's got a beautiful
distribution. If you make the 3
distribution.
point, then you look around for the best deuce, and it's just stepping up to get some more builders.
Blue is ready. All right, 5-3. That's a good roll.
That's more.
Behind. He wants it next time. 5-3 would be great for White next time, right? Because he could move both men from the midpoint to safety.
Yeah, making the 3 points not nearly as important. Making a point behind is much more important to start clearing your midpoint because he's playing a racing game. It's not about hitting.
Blue's now playing, building his prime his home board even more by sliding on the 2 point, which is the right play.
That's a cube, which if the race justifies it, it's a good cube.
You got the race? Do we know it? It's pretty far ahead.
The running count, but. At 3 away in a less scavenged position like this, you're really not you're not dropping that much. I don't remember the take point here, but it's not.
Yeah, 3 away 7 I got the math tables up here somewhere, but it's probably
87, 117, 123, 133 for blue.
And
115 for
Blake
White.
takes it.
So this is a good take.
This is a good take because Blake is not really in danger of being gammoned here.
Yeah.
He's got the 5 point.
Now he's sort of wishing it dropped. But
but he's going to play probably 1 off of each point, right? So 1 off the 7, 1 off the 8. Can't leave a shot. The question is, you play 2 off the 8 points and the 3.
There's no reason to.
But you lose a lot of flexibility that way, and although you only leave 1 blot in your home board.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons. He's going to do that.
Yeah, I don't see a reason to, but it's so small. It's not something to. You don't want to burden. If you're short on time, Bahman's not. It's not something.
We'll see if that turns out to be a blunder. Now he rolled a 6-5, and he's getting nervous. He's pulling that guy out of there. Even though he rolled double 6s, he's really behind in the race.
He could make the 2 point instead.
There is no way Blue's going to win this race, though. I'm leaving that checker there. It's probably a smart move. But he rolled double 1s. That's not a great roll.
Doesn't really control that much extra territory either. I'd still leave it back, but.
Now White's got double 1s. He's got 2 more 1s to play. He played 2 checkers from the 9 point to the 8 point, which you want to do because he doesn't want to block Blue now because White is so far ahead in the race.
It's 10 to 8.
He doesn't want to do a blocking game, and he doesn't want to do a priming game either. So moving the 2 checkers from 10 to 9 doesn't really do him a lot of good. He wants to get those checkers in his home board. He doesn't want to block Blue, and so he really wants to move those checkers off. And so that's exactly that's what he did. He took it back. He's thinking a little bit more. He could also slot the 1 point in preparation for bearing off and play 7 to 6. But I think that's the right play because he wants to get his checkers in. Doesn't want to. He's not priming.
Right. It's an important lesson, right? We tend to think of primes and blocks as assets and stats as liabilities, but when you're trying to get home, sometimes it's the opposite, where you want to break points and just have fewer points to clear later on, and sort of the opposite of the usual rules apply, which is why backgammon's a tricky game.
Yeah,
It's hard to tell when one's the case.
What just happened there was that he rolled the dice and they landed on the checkers. And in this tournament, that is not a legal dice roll. So he had to roll again. He rolled a 6-3. Now there's double 2s for Blue, which is nice, but Blue is not making that 2 point. So interesting. He's always worried about the gammon. Make your board. What is he thinking? But he does not, for some reason, he doesn't want to make it
right now because he's not. There are no rolls he's going to get a shot, so he might as well.
Yeah, but he can roll a 6-4 and not fill it.
The bar and the 2. more easily, which I actually think that's right because you're able to make both
Great
those
point.
points.
That's a great point. But let's see if he makes it now. He
Obviously,
has
they're
one,
immediate hitters who
2.
wanna make
He's
the
worried about the
two-run
gammon. Is he going to make it or not? Oh, he makes it finally. He makes the 2 point. Thank you, Blake.
6-5 instead of 13-12.
Yeah, no question, right? I mean, what?
Yeah,
That's a
double
crossover. You don't need.
fives.
Double fives.
Yeah, and then Blake's going to stay
White
back.
was very happy with double fives
Wait
because
a bit, see
he's,
if he
you know,
gets a
although
6-5 now.
the timing for blue is awesome.
2, just play in.
Yeah, just playing. There's no reason to leave him double ones as a joker. So add 4-2. He ought to move from the 6 point.
Yep.
Just take a man off. You're just prolonging, and you're going to leave him at 6-5. He doesn't do it. What is he playing for the cabinet?
A lot of players, I think, when they say, well, I'm leaving fewer shots or the same number of shots where I have 3 on the 6 instead of 2. But the thing is, you're going to get stripped from 3 to 2 to 0 anyway, so you're going to leave whatever shots you have when you've got 3 on, plus whatever shots you have
Right.
when you
And
have
let's look at
2
this play. Blake is looking at moving that 4-5, and he moves him out of the board. If he rolls 6-5, he's going to miss the shot. Is he going to slot the 1 point?
He's got to slot it.
Got to slot the
That's
1
the
point.
way he
And he does. That he makes the right play.
Yeah.
Now, there are some
Way
jokers for White, but can he roll them? There's 3-1. He can't do anything with that. He ought to play off. He's got to play off that 6 point. He's not doing it. Now he can roll a
I think this
6-5.
may be right because his opponent may be about to.
Oh,
No,
no! Don't
no,
run!
no,
No!
no,
He's doing. Oh my gosh, he's running! I can't believe it. Blake,
You
he's
say that,
scared
up
about.
6-5, you're
He's
not
scared.
getting it.
Oh my gosh! What did he roll? Did he roll? He rolled a 6. He rolled a 6-4. He rolled a 6-4. No, 5-4.
6-5.
He rolled a 6-5. Does he roll a 1? Let's just see for the fun of it. He didn't. Okay, 6-3 would have had to run anyway.
And now we just have the race where Blake is hoping for
A miracle.
miracle,
Yes.
which it would
Which
be.
is unlikely to happen. It's,
Miracles tend to be unlikely to happen. That's why they're miracles.
exactly right. All right, so White's got 8 checkers left. He's taking 2 off. So this is, Hail Mary for blue. And I'm rolling a 2-1. So listen, this is the time to get the bad rolls out of your system, right, Jack?
Yeah.
This is the time to do it. So they're both getting the bad rolls out.
We should see nothing but box scars the rest of the way.
Yeah, they like the suspense of this game. If he rolled is that another 1, 3-1. All right, he's improving. All right,
Yeah. Maybe they're
a little
4-1,
more wrist action
3-2,
over there. This game will be over shortly.
6-3 and that ends it.
4-3, and that
Whatever it is,
over.
it's time to resign.
It is because he's got 3 rolls and
8-6.
White's got 2. So you can see that if blue rolls double 6s every time and White rolls 2-1 every time, that's a way to figure out if it's in fact possible for blue to the player who's behind to win. So you give the player who's behind double 6s, they're going to take off the maximum number of checkers. Always they're going to take off 4 checkers if they have that many. And then 2-1 is the smallest pip count you can have. It's better. It's worse than double 1s, right? Because double 1s is actually 4 1s, so it's a total of 4 pips. 2-1 is only a total of 3 pips. So that's the way to figure it out. And that's when you see players take their checkers off the board without rolling things out, they've actually gone through that process. So blue said, okay, I'm rolling double 6 every time. Can I still win if White rolls 2-1 every time? And if the answer is yes, you keep rolling. Because you know what? It can happen. As long as the probability is non-zero, anything can happen in a backgammon. But if the probability is 0, it's really no reason to play on. All right, so we've got, again, interesting, it's 5 away, 3 away. And the reason I say that, this is a match to 11 points. And Blake has 8, so he's 3 points away from 11. And Bahman has 6 points, so he's 5 points away from 11. All right, double 4s, we can't have that as an opening roll unless you're playing emoji and you need an advantage. Okay, 6-5 is the opening roll. Lover's lead for White makes the standard play. Now, White is behind, and sometimes some players like to mix it up and play the 6 out to the bar point, but he didn't do that. 6-4, and blue is running, so this is just a standard race game. If White doesn't roll a 2, that's what it's going to turn into.
Cautious on Blake's part.
6-4.
You're up 11 pips. You can
make it
consider
2-1.
running, but you're giving in double shots, so this seems right. Potter's Law notwithstanding. Always run the left.
By the way, Victor Ashkenazi, who's at a show tonight and probably isn't listening, but he can hear us on the archive. But Victor likes to play. He's one of the world's top players. Some people think he's number 1 in the world. He likes. You heard that from Jack. Victor likes to play 6-4 by making his 2 point. And rumor has it that the reason for that is because a lot of people misplay their roll after an opening 6-4 when the opponent makes the 2 point. So there you go. Double 6s. White has rolled double 6s. He can't get his checker out. But
And he's at 5 away, so he should attack.
he's beautiful situation. Absolutely, by attacking Jack means to point on him from all the way from
Yeah,
the
the play you're
midpoint.
seeing right now.
And now he can roll. He needs a 5 or a 4 really to get in. Double 5s!
Great shot.
Oh my gosh, what a joker!
Now, how do you play this?
Oh, you play 3 5s and you cut down 13-8.
Yeah.
You don't want to hit him. I don't think. Do you? Maybe.
It depends on the race, right?
Yeah, I guess it does depend. on the
It could
race.
depend on the race. And
You're leaving him a 6-3 and a 5-4.
He just got hit with double 6s.
So he played the play, just to block him and to trap him.
I don't know.
But he's got 6-3, 5-4.
I can't criticize either of these guys because I play the loser, and if I then lose to whoever I was just...
He rolled a 6-3!
I can't do that.
He just rolled a 6-3. That's another joker. This game is joker after joker. We should open up a comedy shop. This is amazing. All right, Blues on roll. He comes in. These guys do not stay out. This is unbelievable. This is very dangerous for Blue because 2s or 4s on White's part. Now, there's a question here about what's going on.
It's a legal play.
It's a legal play, but
The
Bahman
cube was in the...
Oh, the cube is in the wrong place, and Bahman said,
Yeah.
"Wait a minute, you don't have the cube. What are you doing with the cube, Blake?" All
I
right.
was surprised because Bahman was thinking about the cube. He's
Did he
like,
roll a joker?
5-3.
5-3.
Okay.
He cannot. He
He
can.
can't.
Oh, yeah, but he cannot hit. He needed at 2s, 4s, or double 5s or 5-6.
Blake has a good chance to maybe...
All right, now what's Blake thinking over here? He can't double. He's ahead 3 5
Yeah,
He's not doubling because the reason he doesn't want to
not really
double,
a favorite here.
and it's not even a favor. It's behind the race. That's right. And he can easily get pointed. It's going to make a nice
Because of the
roll.
initiative.
5-1's a great roll because he can make his 5 point.
Yeah.
And that is
No.
the recommended play.
What?
But Blake is running because he's afraid.
Why?
Well,
He's behind.
it might be he's
You can't
behind,
do
but
this.
you
You
know,
can't do this.
Jack is very adamant. And I think Jack's right, by the way. But he's nervous about the board. That's why Blake made the play. And of course, he got hit anyway. And he would have been hit anyway, except this way he's hit on the 9 point, not the 4 point. Let's see if he rolls
And
a
it would
4.
force him to break the 8 point.
He didn't roll a 4. He fans. He fans out of the way, right?
And just like the rest of us.
And
now Bahman's got a...
he's got a cube.
out.
He's got a cube and it's a drop. It's a clear
Blake's
drop.
probably got a drop.
He's going to drop because he's going to be down 10-8 if he
Blake's
takes
got to drop
this.
this. Besides, Blake doesn't look like he has much appetite for taking any risks right now.
No, but he's thinking it over.
Yeah,
he's
you
saying,
gotta think, even if you're scared, you gotta think.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't think too hard on this, Blake, because this is
I
like
see
clearly a
him
drop.
something.
It's a drop. It's a drop for money. I mean, this is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, this is not good.
this is too dangerous.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have any. Even if Bahman doesn't make a point, he comes in. He's still going to get swatted around a bit.
Yeah,
So,
he properly drops the cube. Now, this is a great score. There's certain scores in backgammon when you're playing match play, and the score like 0-0 to 11. You just basically want to make the right play. You're not concerned with the match score, but 3 away, 4 away. The doubling cube behavior gets very weird. A lot of strange things happen. And the player who's 3 away, which is Blake, almost never wants to turn the cube unless he's a huge favorite, right? Because the opponent's going to take it and turn it right back, and they're going to play for the match.
Well, in a race, so if it gets you a straight race, and Bahman has a lead where he'd be doubling for money, he's actually, in fact, almost certainly going to be doubling at the score. But the issue is that if Blake has the race lead,
Yeah.
but if Bahman then holds a 2 cube and he's redoubling, Blake needs 40% to take.
That's
because
right. He's a high.
if he takes,
If his probability of winning, in other words,
Right.
if his probability of winning is say only 30%, normally he would take the double. But if in this case, the situation is he's down 7-8, Bahman has the cube, let's say, and he turns it back. Blake would only take the double if his chances of winning were 40% or more, and that assumes there's no gamut.
and just to very quickly explain the reasons for that, if he drops, he's down 8-9 or 3 away, 2 away, and we know that people have calculated you have pretty much exactly 40% chance to win when you're down 3 away, 2 away. If you take the cube at 4, you're playing for the match. So if you don't have 40% chance to win that game, you're better off dropping and getting to the match
Right.
score where you're at 40%. That's the
Excellent.
feedback. So let's catch up on what's going on here.
All right, so there's a 5-4 which hits in the outfield, so Blue is rolling. He rolled a 5-4, which is a nice roll.
So if he doesn't get hit back, Blue has the early
Blue lead advantage. He's got a lot of
Ones and
those
those threes hit,
and
plus
5-6. And he rolled a 5-4,
3-6 doesn't hit, but Yeah, this hits.
And there you go. So, and then White's in good shape now because White has much better position. White holds the
But double
5
five
points.
changes all that.
It
doesn't
sure does.
Makes
Look
the
at
ace
this.
point
Yeah.
and keeps going.
Fantastic roll.
Nice roll. Now
Oh my
choose
gosh.
3, 4, and 5 with a 6.
This game just turns on a dime. These two guys are
Plus
rolling
double
joker after
fives.
joker.
3 something. 3 3.
3-2. 3-2. So what's he thinking about doing with that 2? He's gonna.
Oh, it is 3 6.
Oh, it is
3 3.
3-6.
It is 3 3.
Oh, double threes. Okay, yeah. So great. What a. Oh my gosh.
Why
That's
are you
a joker
stacking that
back.
up though? I guess there isn't much else with the 3.
You can make the 5 point. Oh,
Well,
they
they
don't have
ran
enough
out of
threes. 3-1. He's
Again,
pointing
Blake
at the
doesn't
checker.
believe that.
Blake is like, Blake,
Yes,
there's a
enter.
checker on the bar.
Now, do you enter with the 3 and hit with the ace?
Oh.
Or do you enter with the
Yeah,
ace?
yeah. I think that's the right play. You don't want to leave too many plots in the
He
outfield.
also wants to run Blake as a head.
Yeah, that's right. Get a little extra couple of pips in the home
Yeah.
board. You can get
Double
out there.
sixes
He rolls double
bounces
sixes
now.
from the bar. So Blake
You
is
do have to think about the cube.
that now
You
is a
have to
reasonable
score.
cube because he's got a double chance, a gammon chance, and he's going to hit. He's going to hit on the 3 point, right? Or I mean on the 4 point from the outfield to put 2 checkers on the bar and really put the pressure. He's got a 3 point board versus a 1 point board. So blue has a much better board.
Yeah,
He's already got a check. He's got to
where
hit.
you got to take
There's
that
no
risk.
question.
Even at the score, you got to take the risk.
No question. You put 2 men on the bar, and that puts the pressure on White. He's got to roll a 4, double 2s.
You win 2 points, you get 8. You have 80.
Did he roll double 4s? No, he rolled 4-6. Okay.
It's his best 4 and his worst 6.
Oh, that's right.
His best 6 and his worst 4.
All right, so Blake's on roll. He rolls a 5-6. He comes in easily, and now the question is, what does he do with the 6? He's not going to slot.
Run from the
Now
back.
he's got a lot of numbers that hit. He's got a 2-6.
He's staying connected. I like staying connected, right? Where in other words, every
He's
pin
not
is
leaving.
within a direct single die roll of the other.
Overrated, Jack.
Connected.
It's overrated. It's overrated. But he comes in. He's got a 3
It's
double.
overrated, but still good.
Double 3s. This is great. These guys are rolling great. And he brings that extra checker in from the 8 point. Does not come out to the bar. Why doesn't he come out to the bar? And from the 4
Why
point.
does he need to come out to the bar? What does he gain from that?
Well, it gains your connectivity. All right, so let's see. So he rolls. What does he roll? He rolls. he rolls a 2-6. See, if you come out to the bar, you would have been able to hit him.
Yeah.
That 6 does not play well, and that's probably the reason. I don't know. 8-2 might be right. You don't leave that double shot. White's got a nice looking board. And wait, who's playing the 6?
Looking at 8-2.
Oh, he did play. I think it's the right play because he's duplicating.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't see it at first. That's that option.
All right, so here we go. We got a 3-2, beautiful roll. It doesn't hit, but he's got a 3 point board, and he's got a much better board than blue now. Got higher points. Blue's got 3 checkers behind white, and that's bad. Blue has that 1 point and a single checker on the 2 point. Those checkers really aren't in play. And at backgammon, checkers are tools.
Right.
And so he's lost the use of those tools. Blake, by the way, just rolled a 6 on the
likely
checker.
to be contact, and he's likely to use, those are likely to be points where if he hits Bahman might very well fan because those points are made.
Yeah.
So it's a
That's good. Blake safety's up, makes a nice play. Roll wasn't great. He made the best use of a difficult roll. He's got 7s and 8s, so he's got a lot of numbers, not double 3s.
Junior stranded back on the 23, and that's really the only major problem.
Yeah,
with that.
Junior's on the 23, rolls a 3-5. He does hit, and this is a game changer because there's actually no way for a blue to attack unless he rolls double 4s. Actually, even if he rolls double 4s, not even able to attack. Oh, he stays in the bar. This is twice in this game. They fanned with boxcars, which means double
Bahman's got to
6s.
think here because he's got good gammon chance. He's 4 away, and anytime you've got good gammon chance of 4
Yeah,
away,
he's got a man in the bar and a man in his home board. He's in danger, and he's thinking about it. He does turn the cube. This is a hard cube for Blake. He doesn't have as good a board as Blake does, but his board, because he's got fewer points, but it's a better board because Blake has the holes in the middle. He's only got the 4. This is a tough double for Blake to take. He can drop this. It'll be 8-8, and it'll be basically 50-50. And he does drop the cube. Probably a very smart move.
The race was
to do
pretty
that.
even, but Blake was down 2 pips when Bahman cubed. That's what I was just thinking about. So when you're down, you're not ahead in the race. You're on the bar. You're at risk of being gammoned, and your opponent's 4 away against 3 away. I think that's a very, very reasonable pass by Blake. So, 3 away, 3 away. What's the match equity here? What chance does Bahman have to win the match?
Are you kidding?
Yes, 50%.
I'm just checking. Whenever the score is even, obviously it's 50% for both.
So Bahman hits the early shot. Blake will hit back with a 3-ace. And this is the right way. You don't want to have 3 checkers back on his ace point.
Huh.
What's going on? 5-1.
He rolled a
5-1.
5-1 is right.
One. He hit. Decided to hit. All right.
So we have a 5-1. Is Frank available?
I didn't see him. He picked up the left from the 2 of you.
Oh, okay. So I'll go find Frank. So we're broadcasting live from the Connecticut State Championships. The Opens is it semifinals, Jack? Or it is the quarterfinals. So let's update that. My mistake.
The quarterfinal matches. Everybody else has advanced a bit further.
And let's take a look here. We've got where is that?
Double ones. He puts Bahman in the air. Solid roll. He's deciding, and now 5-2. He's going to enter, and now Blake doesn't.
What's Blake
Blake
doing?
have enough for a double? Probably not. Even at three-way, you're doubling a little faster than
I like this double. This is a great double.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got a better board. He's about to have a 4-point prime. He's going to make this 5-point. Oh, but he's got such better position. It's totally a cue.
It's got to be a take.
Well, it's unlikely to get Kevin because he has the 2-point. And that reduces Kevin's down to 16.
It's got to be a take.
And he looks like he is taking
double,
it.
But it's got to be a take.
All right,
this is close to a double.
Jack, I'm going to turn it over to you. I've got a match to play. So thanks to Jack Edelson for his expert commentary. In fact, we want to update that over here.
Litzenberger nor Larry Shiller. I just don't have the hair to be Roberto, and I don't have the hair to be Larry either.
Well, you can be thankful for that, Jack. All right, so Larry Shiller signing off, but stay with us. Jack Edelson's going to continue the commentary, and we've got a very exciting match here between Bahman, Zandi, and Blake Fleetwood, and I'm going to play to a match, and Jack is going to take over.
All right. Well, thanks, Larry, and Jack Edelson here with the voice of Backgammon, and now. Quite sure what happened, but there are 2 on the roof for Blake. He rolls a 5-6, 6-1. He really wants to get those back checkers moving, but the problem is this isn't really a roll to do it. He's got to consider how to play this. Making the bar point isn't as good as it looks. It doesn't really block in the anchor that Blake has. This is a tough play. 23-16 just looks way too big, but he's going for it. I think that's just leaving too many blocks around the board, risking too many gammons when the opponent really has a solid prime. 4s are duplicated, but you don't want to be leaving aces and 4s anyway. 2-3, a very bad roll. Blake, probably for lack of anything better to do, just decides to come up. He could enter with the 2 and come down with the 3. With the idea that the opponent has so many blocks that you're just keeping some threats going. He's looking at coming with the 3. I don't know why you wouldn't just. Oh, I guess because he's figures he's got 6s and 4s to cause mayhem with. But he decides to come up. Sort of the routine play. 5-2 is nice. He has a choice of which point to make. I like making the 16. It's a good long-term asset that makes it hard for Blake to bring his game forward easily, as opposed to if he made the 9 point, he's again disconnecting his position. He's got the forward checkers and the 2 back checkers. So this is the more connected play, and it's got to be the better play. We were joking about connectivity being overrated, but in reality, having all your checkers strongly connected to one another. In other words, getting your checkers where it's easy to join them up later on is a very important theme in backgammon. So the 4 makes a point, and I cannot tell what the other number is here. Could be, well, let's not worry about it. Let's just see what Bahman plays. It's double 4s, so he's thinking about making the 4 point. Doesn't really like giving up his 8. The 8 point may be a bit more valuable than the 4, at least close to it. This doesn't seem... He figures he can get up his midpoint because he has the 16 point. So he's still got full coverage of every segment of the board. This might be right. 54, he's going to run 1 checker all the way, presumably. He's not worried about being hit with Bahman leaving 4,000 blots around the board. No match. And Larry Shiller will rejoin us, it looks like, right? Yep, Larry will be rejoining us, and we will have to... Here, I'll let you edit the elements. Oh, you want this one? I'll take this one.
We're still 8-8.
Yeah. Ooh, these are
And
cold.
he's got that prime. Oh, so Blue's kind of stuck. He rolls 1s, 2s, 3s, or 4s. He can't play. He's got to play in his home board. White rolls a 5-4, so he's going to prepare his home board. It's a smart move. Blue's got to get those checkers. Blue's got a little stripped. He needs low rolls. 3-2, 2-1.
6-2 is awkward. The good thing is that Bahman does have the 2 homeboard blots.
So what's the right play? Maybe a priming play where you bring in the 6-2 like that.
This is reasonable, just because riding off the anchor doesn't still leave the shot
And it
outside.
duplicates 2s too. So White would like a 2 to come up.
Look at the camera for a second.
And
Thank you. The water got really...
Blue, so he plays the 6-2. Bottom has the cube. So the cube, he did turn
Bahman's
the
got to
cube.
be well ahead in the race, it looks
And he
like.
rolled a 2-6. So he rolled a 2-6 and he came out?
Yeah, he's ahead in the race, right? It's got to be. The all of
Yeah, he's
checkers
definitely
down
ahead in
low.
the race.
Yeah, so that's got to be right.
So it's a
Run
straight-
race back eye, Sam
Blue-
Pottle flaw.
Blue's hoping for the shot. That's Blake's chance here to hope for the shot. He's got a 6-3. Oh, that was a 6-3. And he plays it inside. Now he's behind, so he can't. How far behind is he?
48, 78,
He's not that far behind.
92, 98, 104, 109 for white, 40, 70, 77, 95, 115, 117.
So he's only down by 8 pips, so it's very close.
Yeah.
Now Blake is pointing at the cube. Was this turned?
Yeah, this was absolutely doubled.
Yeah, and Bob, is he smiling?
They need to check with us or something.
He's saying, "What did I turn that cube?"
This is not a...
That's funny. There's a
So
big
there's a
cube.
25% take point for Blake.
Oh, right now.
Yeah, because if he drops this, it's 10-8 Crawford, which is 24.92%. It's 25%. Bahman's only up 109, 117, so I take a roll.
Oh, that's interesting. Interesting analysis. All right, and he did take a roll. He got a 1-3. And what do you do with that 1-3? You give him the shot? Yeah, of course you give him the shot. I mean, well, you can play the 1 and safety up with the 3, just in case Blue decides to run. So that seems reasonable.
Too risky. 6-4 and 5. 5-5 is a good
You don't
roll
want to get stuck
anyway.
behind that. That's right.
Obviously, it gets better if he hits, though, because it's not a winner
Yeah, but
necessarily.
you're right. That's a great way to think of it. He's got a good roll, so, let him have a good roll. Don't give him good ones. Now he's got a 5-2 to play. Blue is going to make the point in his home
When there's
court.
contact, you're making points. He might get a fly shot next turn, so he doesn't want to just
Yeah.
slot. Sometimes if there's no shots right away, you leave, instead of making a point, you leave 2 or 3 points slot.
This is not a great roll because he can't safety up with that 5-3.
Yeah.
So what do you do in this situation? It's a little tricky. Do you leave 2 shots and leave
Yeah, I
double
mean, it's only
6?
6-6.
Because the one on his 9 point is not needs a 6-5 to hit that.
Yeah.
So he leaves a 6-5, 6-4, and double 5.
He doesn't have any other plays that really make sense. He doesn't want to give up the landing spot on the 9, which is also a useful block as the race is close. So I think Bahman reaching for that checker is the right reach.
Absolutely. All right, so Blake is looking
Four
for a shot.
numbers.
Blake is for a big number. He could do it, but he could also get
51.
Cannon if he rolls it. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So he's going to make the point, slot the 4.
Slot the 4, yeah. Yeah, you might get a fly shot next turn.
You might get a
so
fly
what?
shot, but then you force him to roll 1, 3, or a 4.
I think this is something that bots have actually helped us realize that, in the old pre-bot days, players would be too afraid to slot when they might get a fly shot next turn.
Oh,
Now I
great
realize
roll!
that somebody's
Great roll
gotta-
for White.
gotta
Rolls
build
the
the
2
board.
1 safeties up and blocks the 6, 3, and 5, 4. If in case Blue were so inclined to be running, he does.
41 makes up the board.
Yeah, look at that nice board.
Yeah,
Blue's got a
it's pretty.
beautiful home for White. We'll see if White wants to take a visit over there. Probably not. See if White can avoid it. White rolls a 3, 2. So he could play behind
Safe
or
play.
probably.
Safe play.
Yeah, might want to play. I don't know if that's right. I think it's better to break now, give him the
I
6-5 shot.
Especially since, keep in mind, having the Tecker on the 14 is double-edged, right? Yes, it's a liability, but also, after Blake starts breaking it'll force him to either play inside because he doesn't want to get hit by that
Right,
outfield
so
coverage that Blake
That's
wants
an excellent. Yeah, it's an excellent point. So really, what Jack is saying is that by keeping those two guys there, not taking any risks right now, Blue may actually break his board, and so
Now you
why
gotta
take
move
any
one of them.
risk? Now he's going to move one for sure.
And,
He's got
yeah.
no other play.
And see, if he moved one earlier, he'd probably move the second one now. He wouldn't have that outfield cover. Well, I guess he wouldn't have to, but
Well, he's ahead in the race, like you were saying, but he's not that
he's
far
not that
ahead.
far ahead
Now,
because
his race
Blue's
is
rolled a
pretty
couple of
even.
big things. 40, 80, 83, 84, 91 for Blue. 3, 57, 69, 78, 84 for White.
So he's down by 3, that's up by 2.
7. That's over 7.
Okay. So he's got the 4-1, so we can play safe. But does he want to do it? Does he want to keep that? Oh, 4-1 for. Oh, so he wants to keep the 6.
Yeah, it's saving the 6.
I don't know if that's
Doesn't
the
seem
right
necessary,
play.
but he's not doing any real damage to his position, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So he's probably going to be breaking from the
See,
6
Blue
anyway.
broke the 6 point
Yeah.
just so he could hold on to his opponent's 5 points. It's very interesting.
He's still keeping a 5-point board. So
Now, what did he roll?
that's
Was it
very
3, 3-1?
3, 5, whatever, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, but Bahman's got to stop and think about
About a requeue.
this at some point. Remember that Blake has a high take point, right, at 25%.
It's not that high.
It's
And he's turning it. He must have done the count real quick.
43, 61, 70, 76, plays 34, 74, 81. So he's up
It's not a
5.
double.
And there's Todd equity.
It's a take.
Blue probably is going to have a bit more wastage, but this seems like a very clear take. And again, I agree.
And White has 2 holes, by the way.
This is a little early. Yeah.
They both have wastage. Blue
Yeah.
has, and wastage means when you're not going to get the full value of your rolls when you're bearing off. That's what we mean by wastage. And there's 2 types. White has holes in the 4-point and the 5-point in White's home board. And so when White rolls 4s or 5s, White has to play off the 6-point. And eventually will not get the full value of that roll because later in the game, when White rolls a 6, he's going to take a checker off the 3, 2, or 1 point, and that's an effective wastage of pips, right? You're using a 6 to get value of 3, 2, or 1, so you're wasting 3, 4, or 5 pips. Blue, on the other hand, has wastage because Blue has 3 checkers on the 1 point. And so 2 of those checkers are going to be likely wasted. It's unlikely eventually down the road when we look ahead that Blue is going to bear those checkers off with a 1. It's more likely they'll be borne off with a 2, 3, 4, 5, or a 6, and that's wastage. The wastage is very important to calculate for these players, and it's difficult because you can't really know for sure. It's a probability thing. And there's different rules that these players follow that we can talk about. Jack's been doing point counts very quickly. And the reason that's useful, Blake does the count, he figures it out. Must have come to the same answer as Jack.
The other thing is
And he
Bahman's
said-
likely to have trouble filling that 4 or 5
That's
because
another
of that anchor. So if it was a non-contact position, I would not be so worried about those holes.
I would say this game is even. This is an even game. I'm shocked that he does.
Bahman's up 5 and on roll. He's
The contact means he has a
he's
good
the
chance.
favorite.
Yeah. The
But,
contact is helpful. So it's got a 5-1. He doesn't want to leave.
5-1.
Too dangerous to leave. Probably.
I don't
But
know. I might run with 1. This seems right though. With Bahman, since he has only a very small lead, he would like to attack. So maybe you hold the fort for a roll.
The only
wait till
thing
it's
is, if he
clear
holds the
point.
fort and he makes that,
He's still
5,
wasting.
He's going to be wasting. Yeah. And what does he roll? He rolls a bigger number.
He had a 5 on it, and
5-6. He rolled 5-6. And he clears that point.
That wasn't a legal play.
Uh-oh. What did he roll then?
It's definitely in 5. Maybe he rolled a 4-5. Yeah, maybe it was a 4-5 and he played it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
4-1, I don't agree with that. That's too much wastage.
Oh, double
Double sixes, though, leaves a shot.
Look at that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
gets the checkers
Yeah,
off, but he's
I don't
that
know.
was well. It's still not. He can hit. He's still
Yeah.
not going to guarantee win the game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can he hit it?
No,
he rolls double twos. It's ball game over. This is the end of the match. Now he needs to leave those checkers.
No,
there, right?
no, he's got better chances in a race than
In a
to
race?
hope. Think of all the things that have to go right.
He's gotta roll
He has to
the
roll the aces, he has to hit, and he's got to win
Win
from
the game.
there.
You're
Much
absolutely
better
right.
to race, in my opinion. This is the
Absolutely
right way
right.
to do it. You keep those two spread out.
Absolutely right.
The race is a long shot.
Very long shot, but it's a shorter shot than hoping for that miracle.
Yeah.
That's a great point. So you can envision the series of rolls. Say, okay, I'm going to play for that, but it may be a lower probability than a better play.
Double twos,
Well,
you
if
bring
he's
that
rolling
in.
double twos, he's going to
Not-
lose a
not
sixth
good
of a
enough.
fifth each time. That's not great. The reason I say that is because double twos, you get 4 twos, which is a total of 8. But the average roll in backgammon is 8 1/6 pips.
Yeah.
So the average roll is 8 1/6 pips. If you roll double twos, it's actually 0.17 approximately pips lower.
Average ain't going to cut it. Average ain't going to cut it for Blake here.
This is
And,
over. Bahman has won. I can't. Bahman. It's Bahman. Not
6-4 here, but it doesn't matter too much. Get
It's
double fives, double fours, taking
he
3
doesn't
off.
care if he gets gammon or not. He's
And that's it.
and that
I'm
ball
going
game
to
is
play
over,
Mr.
and that's the
Fleetwood.
end of the match. Double fives.
Harry, you take over.
There's no chance. Great match, guys.
Match is over.
Congratulations. Winner of the quarterfinals, Blake Fleetwood. Bahman Zandi beating Blake Fleetwood in the quarterfinals. Sponsored, this is Voice of Backgammon with Jack Edelson and Larry Shiller. Our sponsor, Gammon Stuff, as our gold sponsor of Voice of Backgammon. And this concludes our broadcast of the live streaming of the quarterfinals of Connecticut State Championships run by Ross Gordon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.